Take a Seat Gaming is one of the oldest gaming communities in the scene. We don't have a big ego about it. We're just better than you. You're now listening to the Take a Seat Tidbits podcast, featuring different hosts and leaders every episode.
Hey guys, welcome to the Take a Seat Tidbits podcast. We are recording live right now in the TSB Global server. I'm here with TSB Wolfpack, TSB Nighthawk, Berserk, Teeny, and Forsaken. We are, now that the podcast is up and going again, if you don't know, our podcast is for TSB members to help promote the members and make sure everyone is recognized for their hard work. Our plan is to have 2 episodes a month, and this episode is going to be the Meet Your Podcast Staff episode. All right, so Berserk, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
Most definitely. My name is TSB Berserk. I am the divisional leader for Virtual Valhalla, the newest division and 6th one for TSB. I'm currently the rank of general. I've been in TSB for about 2 years now. I've really enjoyed my time here. It's taught me quite a bit about what I enjoy out of gaming and, really taught me how to grow as a leader. In my personal life, I'm a drummer, currently residing in Tennessee. I was originally born in Liverpool, England. Really, I'm just a fun person to be around and I'm a fun guy. We can move on from there.
Okay, Nighthawk, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm TSB TX Nighthawk 97. I'm the Major General of Hidden Royalty, which is our PlayStation division. I have been here 2 years and enjoyed every minute of it. Obviously, the TX means I'm from Texas. I enjoy gaming, shooting guns, drinking beer.
Hello, I'm TSB Teeny, aka Toxic Teeny. I am part of RH. I recently got promoted to a BG over there, so that's super exciting. I hail from the land far, far north called Norway in Europe. I am married to TSB Brass, who's also in RH and a BG. We enjoy playing volleyball in our spare time, playing a brass band. We go rock climbing. I work as a teacher. I enjoy playing my favorite game, Sea of Thieves and Among Us. And I love meeting new people and making new friends. And I love that this place is here and we can do that. So that's awesome. And that's me.
Okay, Wolfpack.
What's up? What's up, y'all? It's TSB Wolfpack. I'm currently the Gen over in DS. I enjoy guns, gaming, and diving. I'm a scuba diver.
Are you really a scuba diver?
Yeah, an advanced diver. Forsaken.
All right. Hello, y'all. Most of you probably know me, but I am a director of clan ops in TSB. I've been around TSB for about... I've known Terracode for about 10 years. I actually met him when I was in DVD. Fell in love with the guy. Actually lived close to him. Joined TSB on the original Xbox 360 when we were getting ready to transition into the One. Kind of took a hiatus a little bit after that. It's kind of gone for a while. Came back about 2 years ago. Got thrown into the PC division to run that. And then from there, we started off with, 7 members. And within the past, then a little bit less than 2 years, it grew from 7 people to 570. At that point, it split and made Virtual Valhalla, as you see Berserk here. I completely attribute that to the members just, basically following what I was trying to teach them, and they took it and made it into something their own. I really love to, my hobbies, I love to overclock. I do a lot of overclocking with computers. If some of you have seen mine, you know that that's probably what I do, but I love building them. I also love to help people, and I really care about gaming communities as a whole because of what they can do for people. That's pretty much it. I'm a pretty boring person. I'm like a hobbit, but I love to go to concerts a lot, so that's pretty much it.
He's not boring at all. Don't listen to him. He actually did a VC with me and help me build my computer. We do have a missing member for the podcast, and that is TSB Tip. He is a major in DS. I have no doubt that he enjoys long walks on the beach, but he cannot be here tonight. And last but certainly not least, TSB Core.
Oh my God, it's me. Hello. So my name is TSB Core. I joined TSB when it was created. My first tag was TSB Princess. I got too cool for school and left for like a decade and came back. I've had like 7 gamer tags since then. I couldn't figure out. I came late to the game, So I think I'm sticking with Core. I joined TSB as a social media member. Then I became a social media leader, social media head, web director, senior web director. I've been back for about 2.5 years now. But yeah, other than that, I run the web ops in TSB. We have all kinds of things. We've got events, streaming, social media, productions, podcasts, news team, global, obviously, Thunderdome. I'm always forgetting something. But yeah, other than that, that is everything. If you want to kind of get into, let me see, we can go into asking everybody kind of what's going on in their division, just like really quickly. We can start with Berserk. Berserk is our coordinator from BV, and obviously, if you guys haven't noticed, the goal is to have a coordinator from every division. And so, yeah, what's been going on in BV, Berserk?
I'm very, very glad you asked. So, in our division, obviously, we've very freshly split from Virtual Carnage. Really, we took a very interesting approach to how we've decided to start our leadership style. Notably, I had promoted Rev and Lord Zah to MG positions, and for BG positions, I had promoted Mass X and Pickle. With this kind of style of leadership we're going for is more of a even pillar kind of deal. So eventually everyone has someone they're going to report to in a very pyramid-like scheme. I like to joke around and say it's a very beneficial pyramid scheme we're setting up with this, because everything will fall down to its correct channel. No one's going to feel like they're not being utilized. No one's going to feel like they're not being taken care of. Really, we're establishing our system, getting started. I mean, I think we're going to be strong. Our projections. Sorry, Virtual Carnage, we might be overtaking you in a few months. From what I'm hearing, from what we got brewing. So you might want to watch out. Other than that, that's all I got.
How was
Alright,
the
we love
split? Whenever you split the division, how was that?
Well, I mean, it was interesting. I mean, I'd been in Virtual Carnage for about a year and a half now. So at that point I had joined, and I was very interested in joining Clan Ops there. So really, Forsaken here, I mean, he's been a big mentor for me, and what to do as a leader. And I've taken all of those tools that I've been taught, and essentially it is its namesake. It's what we're striving for, to have a virtual paradise, a virtual Valhalla, if you will. And it's been very much that. Everyone's getting along. Everyone seems to really enjoy themselves. We've got a very nice, close-knit community going. That being said, if you're in the audience, build yourself a PC and join on up.
I can't. So TSB Nighthawk is our coordinator from HR. Nighthawk, what do you have for us?
HR is doing good. We're getting ready to split another squad here in a couple of weeks. We did our first split back in December. Recently, myself was promoted to MG, and then TSB Percy to LG. When Supremacy split, we gained a BG. TSB May I Touch Them is a BG now, but we're steadily growing. Going through some hardships as far as the recruiting aspect of it, because they kind of made some changes on PlayStation, but we're pushing forward and happy to see where it goes.
You have seen so much, honestly, in the PlayStation division. Like you said, you're an original member. Like you've been there since day one, and so I think it's so awesome that you're still there, still working your way up, grinding, and everything like that.
It's been tough. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. So TSB Teeny is our coordinator from RH. Teeny, what do you have for us?
Hello. Yeah, so great stuff's been happening in RH lately. We've had a lot of promotions going on, and we've just very recently accomplished 2 squad splits. So we have 2 new squads in our division now, which is awesome. We've been waiting for this growth spurt for a long time, and it's come about, and it's really awesome. Our 2 former BGs, Kratos and Fevi, got promoted to LG and Kratos to an MG. We also had at the same time 2 BG promotions. TSB Brass was promoted to BG, and Solar TSB was promoted to BG. And as of today, myself, I was promoted to BG. So our division is moving about. We're happy. We're thriving. Our members are enjoying themselves, and it's just great to see us finally being on track. And it's we're growing. It's been a huge accomplishment. We've been waiting for it, and it's just awesome to see it finally happening. And it's going to bring a lot more to the future for RH, and we're thrilled. We're so excited.
So I have also congratulations, Teeny, on your promotion. I know I told you earlier, but congrats. BG is such a big move. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
So I have no interest in talking about numbers of people in every division, but since we have brought it up a few times, how does a squad split work? Like, how many people do you have to have a squad split? And that's kind of a common theme of tonight.
Well, the lowest number you have, which I know that what we've been told they go off of, is you need to have at least 60 members. And then you need to have at least 4 captains and 4 lieutenants and 2 majors to do the split. Nearly both the squads that split had nearly a full. The last squad that split had a full officer staff, while the other one were missing just a lieutenant. So they were nearly both, full on officer staff as well, which make it a good starting point in the new squad, because they'll have 5 officers to help them, continue the growth of the new squad, and they'll have about 30 members each. So it's a good starting point for building up a new squad.
Absolutely. I wasn't sure. That's why I didn't want to misspeak on that. So I was like, let me ask you guys. Obviously, you guys know more about it than I would. So
probably the most nerve-wracking week in a colonel's life is
Yes.
the last week of a squad split.
I would think so.
It's terrible.
Well, us in RH, we've actually named it Hell Week.
Oh yeah, it's an awful week for them. Great week for the majors, because I mean, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. If it does, they get bumped up. But for colonels, it's terrible. So nerve-wracking.
but so satisfying as well, of course. So Wolfpack is our podcast head, and he's also in DS. So he's also going to be giving us an update on DS. So what's been going on over there?
A lot in the last 6 months, probably. Our leadership is proving to be very strong, and I don't mean just the division's staff. Our majors and colonels, they have all been striving, doing a lot of great work. We're looking at about 400 plus members currently. It took us a couple of months to get over that 400 hump, and we have finally done it. We've added a lot of new things to the Discord. Me and Killjoy, while Roughneck was gone in WI, he was helping them out. He kind of gave me the reins and allowed me to make a lot of things in DS, a lot of new channels, some new categories, things of that nature. It's been really bringing a lot to the server. Forsaken, in fact, helped me get a poker bot in that server, which a lot of people had been asking for a while. And then he also brought over a Pokemon bot as well, and that took off like wildfire. So it's been a hell of a time in DS. We're really proud of what we've done over there.
Heck yeah, brother. Um, so Forsaken is here tonight. He is going to be giving us the information for WI and VC. Also, Forsaken is not a member of the podcast staff, unfortunately, but he did step up and decide to come in and help us tonight. So we really appreciate you.
Isn't he a member though? Doesn't he like do everything around here?
I don't think so.
That's what I've heard.
I mean, I do a lot, but I love doing it because if I can make it a better place for people to actually have a good time, that's all that matters for me. WI, I basically am right now the active div leader over WI. I took over WI when WI was at about 70 members. They had a huge down curve. They went from 114 members and dropped all the way down to 70. Since I've taken over, I've installed some new things into making it to where people could have more fun, more focus on gaming, making sure members were taken care of, like, simple things like, just even a simple message every single day, if you don't hear from somebody or something, can actually change their days. We started trying to get that habit into a lot of the members. At first, they were a little standoffish about it, but ever since I kind of installed this stuff in there for, the officer staff and everything else to make it that more focused on that, people have now said, that they actually feel like it's amazing what's being done. It has also grown in the past month from 70 to now back to 116. So it's uphill from there for them. I feel like the members are really motivated. They seem to really care. And that, since the stuff that I brought in, they feel like, that's what, the community should have always been about. Like, that's one of the things I always preach. And, I'm really happy that they're taking that step, and I can't even sit there and take credit for that or anything. That's all them. They're making all that stuff happen, and it's really a wonderful sight to see that. And I am really very appreciative and thankful for those members. VC itself, VC is still regaining its traction, and it is. It's starting to have a little bit of an upswing from the division split. The leaders over there are starting to lead in their own ways, which is something I always have told them to do. They all believe the same way that I do, but I always would sit there and tell them, the way that you get there is with each other, no matter what, is you're going to get there differently, though your end goal is always the same. They're currently at about 358, 360 number. And I feel like the way that they're doing and some of these people starting to step up and lead their own ways is something to be really proud of in my mind. I love to see people, be able to lead in their own ways and use their max potential for that. I can't say much to that. You'll always sit there and hear me say that. I'm very thankful and appreciative for the members that are here and the things that they do for members. It's mind-boggling, and it's an awesome thing to see. But I'm going to shut up because I'm ranting.
No, not at all. So they're great, and I don't know if you guys have ever tried to explain to people who do not game or don't know what a gaming community is, what exactly it is that we do. But like they look at you like you're crazy, right? You're like, they're like,
I
what
have
the?
had that. I have had that conversation so many times at work because I tell them what I do, and they're like, "You do that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like every day. It's what I do." They're
There's
like, "You
no
spend
way.
8 hours a day looking at a screen and playing video games?" Yeah, of course. Don't you guys
Why
do that?
wouldn't
You guys
I?
don't do that? That's
Yeah.
Hey,
crazy.
I get the same thing.
Well,
Really, you go
here's
home and play video games like a 12-year-old?
like one of the things that I sit there and I explain to those people is like, if you really truly think about it, especially like if you have like a lot of minors and that stuff, some of these people and some of these adults, some of them, they don't have really, some people don't have a lot of friends. Some teens are in broken homes and stuff like that. And, this is their escape for them, for a lot of people.
Exactly. That's what,
And
and
that's
especially as like a girl from like the South, like you're trying to explain to people that I play games, which I really don't, to be honest, but I play games in a gaming community. It's like, what the hell? Like what is happening right now? Like there's no possible way. And they just look at you weird. But then you like, because then that makes you feel some type of way, right? You're like, okay, well, they just don't understand. But it's like the moments, like you were talking about. It's the knowing that you're giving people from a broken home, knowing that you're helping people who have struggled with like social anxiety and social skills, like helping them learn those things. And that's why I know you guys have heard me say it before, but that's why I have the application process that I do in WebOps, because I get so many messages on how to fill out an application, what is a reference, like, like all these things that are so important for these people to learn, especially at such a young age. And so I love that. And I've told people before, I'm like, you can put me as a reference, like at a job when you get to that point, like if they are like obviously like someone that I would give a reference for. But I love that. I love teaching people who don't have people to teach them these things, and like just giving people, like, it makes you feel so complete and it makes them feel so complete. And it's just, I don't know, it's so hard to explain, but there's so many benefits to doing what we do.
And I can agree with you, Core, because I can vouch for this firsthand. My wife Fevy works retail, so first of all, she hates being around people for the most part.
I think everybody in
And
retail hates that.
Oh yeah.
Years of hell
apparently it's a
under my
retail
belt.
thing. I guess I won't understand. But just watching her, I finally got her to join, and just watching her just interact with people, and her actually having a good time gaming and meeting new people. Yeah, I couldn't be prouder of what she's done, A, as a person, and two, as a leader in RH and TSB in general. It's just makes me feel that much better that I was actually able to help her interact with other people.
Not to mention, you can actually find, your significant other on gaming. I, for one, met my significant other, Kaisa, back when I was in Look with Roughneck. We were doing that for a while, and then Kaisa came on board, and now me and Kaisa live together. That's how we met, was on Xbox.
That's how me and Helios met. We met through Xbox. And we've been together almost 2 years now, and we live together, so yay.
Like to point out as well, like, when y'all were talking about being able to help people, that's part of the reason why I still do it. And I'm pretty sure in the audience here, some of you leaders here, you probably agree with me on that. And that's like one of the most major important things to you. It's like being able to help people and helping change things for them, to help, provide that environment for them. That's a huge thing for me. I'll sit there and say, even if somebody does something bad to me after I've done something good for them, it still doesn't matter to me, because at the end, like at some point, I was still able to make that person smile and was still able to do something for them. To me, that's like a huge thing.
You are so much better than me, because absolutely not. But anyways.
I gotta disagree, but
Do you
Don't get
like
it twisted, y'all. Core's a big softie.
I absolutely am, but for a second, it's helped me a lot, because I know if you're listening, it may be a surprise, but people have said that I may be hot-headed.
No.
Oh.
No.
It's not me,
Code, is
right?
that
No
true?
comment, man.
That cannot be
No.
true.
And so, honestly, being in this position and doing what we do has helped a lot with that. And I will say, everyone here, like on the podcast, that does help me in different ways, kind of like take a step back and be like, okay, like what, like, okay, don't get offended immediately, like what's happening here. So, but let's move it along. Let me see here. Oh, so we have a bunch of web ops information for you guys, and just as a little note, I don't plan on every episode giving you guys the full events list or anything like that. But as we're kind of getting started, and as we're trying to get used to like the recording schedule and things like that, if you've ever been on a podcast, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I want to make sure that every event gets the shout out that it deserves. So I may talk fast, but I'm going to make sure that I mention it. So tonight, right after this event, if you guys are here before, you already know, but we have a Meet the Leaders of the Clan Scene event happening as soon as this podcast ends. We're going to have the leaders of KSI, KN, XCG, RGN, XS communities, okay, I think I got everybody. So we're having the leaders of all of them come in tonight. They're going to tell us about their community, kind of, so we can get to know them. That's the whole point. They're friendly communities. They're communities that we work with. and that we love to work with. Like the leaders of those communities, I consider to be friends. The other leaders consider each other to be friends. And I think it's great that we give those opportunities to leaders. So that's happening right after this. If you guys are still awake and still wanting to hang out after that, we do have a karaoke event happening right after. Then tomorrow we're having a Cold War tournament with Batman, co-host Dragon Slay at 8 p.m. Eastern. On the 11th of February, we're having an anime trivia with Ryan Jake and Red Noir at 7 p.m. Eastern. On the 12th, we're having a social mixer with Hostile at 7 p.m. Eastern. On the 13th, we're having a poetry slam with Percy and Teeny at 6 p.m. Eastern. On the 18th, we're having an Among Us hide and seek tournament with Teeny at 5 p.m. Eastern. On the 9th, we're having a Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel tournament by Ryan Jake at 7 p.m. Eastern. On the 20th, Evil Apples hosted by Bumish at 4 p.m. Eastern. The 25th, we're having a Balloons tournament at 7 p.m. Eastern by Red Noir. The 26th, we're having the famous TSB Chef by Percy at 7 p.m. Eastern. And on the 27th, we're having Story Time by Batman at 9 p.m. Eastern. And for announcements from Thunderdome, they are planning a big surprise involving Valorant in the near future, and that's going to be their biggest event yet. They've partnered with Clan Coliseum for future collabs and projects, and their upcoming tournaments are an Apex tournament at 3 p.m. this Sunday, a Halo tournament at 7 p.m. Central, February the 5th, and a Rocket League tournament at 12 p.m. Central on the 15th. Valorant usually happens around 2 p.m. Central Time every Saturday, but it does vary. So if you guys are interested in any of those tournaments or signing up, you can join the Thunderdome server and you can sign up through there and get up-to-date information always. Other than that, Wolfpack, do you want to go into the next bit?
Yes, ma'am. For this, we're going to do some interview questions. The first one is Core. When did you join the WebOps and why?
I officially, when I was a member the first time, I joined, I wasn't in, there were no departments. It was the 360, or I don't even think it was the 360, was it? Was it just the Xbox? I don't remember. That was such a long time ago for me. I was like 13. But I did join, when I joined TSB again, I joined WebOps as a social media member.
Nighthawk, when did you join?
Oh, let's see. Oh, it's been a while since I don't remember the exact date that I joined, but when I did join WebOps, I joined the events. Was in events for a while, eventually coming the events head. Actually stepped away from events head to focus on clan ops for a little bit, and then decided to come back. I came back as a mod, and then now I'm a podcast coordinator for Hidden Royalty.
Sweet. How about you, Teeny? When did you join?
I think I joined WebUps back in April. I'd been in TSB for about 2 months at that point, and I'd started slowly noticing that there was stuff happening over on Global, these events happening, and I started joining a couple of them, and I thought it was really fun meeting even more members all across TSB. I had, good success on hosting game nights and doing different like small events for our squad and stuff in my own division, and I thought I could do this on a bigger scale. So I applied to join WebOps and I got accepted, and I've been rocking out events ever since. It's been great to come in there and let my creativity run loose, all my different ideas being accepted, and me, pretty much having free reign on what I want to do. Yeah, I love it. When they were looking for more people to help out with the podcast, I jumped on that opportunity straight away. I've been listening to the podcast ever since it started to come out. I've been in Roughneck's DMs with ideas of different podcasts that they could host. So I was so happy when that opportunity come about where I could contribute more, and I was happy that I managed to get the position of being RH coordinator for podcast and to help contribute, making it even better and to be able to reach more listeners. So yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you. Berserk, what is your life motto?
Well, that one's a very good one. So my life motto is fight your enemies in the field before they get to your house. Now, a bit of backstory on that one. It sounds very violent. Really, what that means is, you handle your things outside of your family, and really, in virtual Valhalla and a lot of our divisions, we do consider each other family. That being said, it's supposed to be an escape from our real life. So, I mean, it kind of ties into that. You need to compartmentalize, and sometimes everyone needs a break.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Wolfpack's gonna answer this one. He has a really good answer. What is the worst advice you've ever received from someone in leadership, just in general leadership?
So this was back when I was a lieutenant in Ranger with Roughneck, and we were having a meeting, and I was doing something for Roughneck that he didn't tell me that he had already done it, but I basically created a CMS for him whenever I was a lieutenant. Now I didn't know that CMS existed, and obviously I didn't call it CMS because I didn't know that it was a thing. But I had wrote down everybody's name. I had wrote down their name. I had wrote down their Discord name. I wrote down what times they were available. I mean, I messaged every single person in our squad, and I had wrote all this stuff down, got it all together, put it on a spreadsheet, did all this stuff. Took me about a month. In fact, I actually messaged Terror Code because I didn't even realize at the time. I knew that he was really important. I just didn't know that he was a founder because I hadn't been in it long enough for me to ask any of those types of questions. And we had a meeting, and some people had just not answered my message yet. And so I brought it up in the meeting. I was like, "Hey, if you guys got a message from me, please answer the message. That way, I can fill out the rest of my form and stuff." And I went into why I was doing it, and we had somebody there who was a BG at the time, who apparently had gotten mad at me and told me to act my or not act. I'm sorry, only do what my rank is required. And is by far the worst advice that I have ever gotten in my entire life. Because for anybody moving up in the ranks, and the audience, anybody listening, if you only ever do what you were required to do, you'll never move up. I would have never made captain, major, colonel. I wouldn't be a gen right now. I mean, Roughneck left to WI to help them out, and he put me as acting div lead. What was I supposed to do? Just be an MG? So that was by far the worst advice that I had ever gotten in my life. Don't ever overstep your bounds, but you should never only do what is required of you if you want to move up the ranks.
I absolutely agree. It's like it's things you look for when you're looking for people to promote. You don't look for people who do the bare minimum. You look for people who are motivated, who are like they're not crossing boundaries or anything like that, but they are motivated and they have ideas and they're like excited to share them with you and things like that. And so that's such bad advice.
It really
So I
is.
was gonna ask Nighthawk, what is the worst advice you've received from someone in leadership?
Oh, I don't ever recall ever getting some bad advice from leadership.
I believe maybe you said someone told you to stop or to like just give up or just something. Am I wrong?
Yeah, maybe if it's hard for me to remember because usually if it's, if I take it as bad advice, I just kind of flush it, just like,
Yeah, of
okay,
course, as you should.
so I'm sure there was probably some. I just can't think of one right off the top of my head.
Of course. Okay, so last question of the night. What we're gonna ask everyone this, what game do you have the most hours played in? Berserk.
Oh man, so this is actually something that we'd previously talked about, and I do have to amend my previous answer, so this is actually a bit of a surprise for you. I forgot to mention, I've actually been playing the same MMO for 13 years, so take that as you will. I don't know how much time exactly, but it's called Adventure Quest Worlds. I started playing that when I was 13. I actually had alpha and beta tested the game, so I mean, I've been with it since it started. I have thousands upon thousands of items in the game, which, if you don't know about it, doesn't sound like a lot. If you play the game, it is a lot. Um, but yeah, it's definitely that. Other than that, Skyrim, I'm a bit of a nut for mod than that, and that's most of the reason I actually bought and built the PC that I have. I mean, most of the driving force behind this gaming community that I joined originally.
The first game, besides like PlayStation 2 games that I played, was Skyrim. That's the first game I played on my Xbox, and I didn't stop playing it until I got tired of restarting my save.
Played it for 3 months, and then I stopped playing it, and now I won't go back to it because I don't want to do all that crap all over again.
Exactly. That's like the type of game where it's like I have one save in me, and that's it. Like I don't care if I make mistakes. I've got one save, and I'm going to play it as far as I can play it, and I'm done. Nighthawk, what game do you have the most hours played in?
Oh God, I'm not even embarrassed to say this, but no, the Destiny franchise, whether it be 1, 2. I originally started playing Destiny on Xbox, so between Destiny 1 on Xbox and then Destiny 2 on PlayStation, I'm probably somewhere in the ballpark of 3,000 hours just playing that game.
Well, Core plays Fortnite, so Destiny doesn't sound too bad.
It's the best game to ever exist. I don't want to even talk to you about anything else.
Fortnite and anything good does
Probably
not
one of those
match.
that give 5-star resorts.
I think
Teeny.
everybody in leadership should start playing Ark.
Absolutely not. You're
That
gonna
should be a
get
mute.
TSB's gonna be shut down. Teeny, what is the game you have the most hours played in?
I'm not entirely sure because I jump a bit about the games that I enjoy playing because I get tired of them if I play them too much. But I definitely have spent a lot of long nights on Sea of Thieves. Once you kind of jump on that and you get lost in just roaming the free ocean looking for treasure and going from island to island, solving riddles and everything, it's just you just get lost in it. You can be like, you feel like you're an actual pirate and you're just going around doing all this, and it's great fun, especially if you're playing with other people as well. It becomes a really good time. So it is my favorite game, and I do believe, being the favorite game I have, I must have spent a lot of hours on it. So yeah.
Love Sea of Thieves. I've already told you my story with that game and why I refuse to ever open it again. I'm still mad.
I
That
will
was
make
3
you
years
come back
ago.
to it. I will make you come back to it. I'll take good care of you.
You know what? Like you could. That was traumatic for me, that entire experience. I don't want to talk about it. Wolfpack, what game do you have the most hours played in?
That would be Call of Duty. I have been playing that game for 16 years. I have recently given up on it because it's just gone downhill. But it's definitely Call of Duty as far as multiplayers are concerned. And then I do Assassin's Creed would be the one player game that I have way too many hours in. I mean, way too many.
Me too.
Valhalla.
I love Assassin's
Valhalla.
Creed.
I love that
Oh
one.
yeah.
I really want that game. So yeah.
Get it.
Not to throw
Just
this off course.
don't think about it. Get it.
Forsaken, what game do you have the most hours played in?
Actually, this is kind of funny because I'll still even play it to this day. A lot of people will probably understand this. Final Fantasy VII was a huge thing for me growing up, especially on the PlayStation 1. The story involved in that, how it could emotionally grab you and then destroy you at the same time and make you actually like feel bad but hate the actual villain of the game, Sephiroth, as much as you did. I'll still even play it to this day. I put well over 100 hours exactly into that, and probably thousands more since that time of me being a teenager. But 7 has always been like one of my favorite, if not all-time favorite games, and it should be for a lot of people that played it. And now I'm putting in a lot of time into the Final Fantasy VII remake as well on the PC. I love that game. It's such a great game. But
I've never played it, so I cannot comment whatsoever on it. I've heard it's good. I've always been the type of person where I want to start a game from the beginning, and that's like not that type of game basically because it goes back so far. But yeah, so I guess for me, like I said, I'm not even really a gamer recently. I guess it's single player games that I've always played. Like if we were gonna throw it back, like Spyro, Crash, Kingdom Hearts, Twisted Metal had me by in such a hold, like growing up, that I don't think I ever like let it go. If they remaster that game, like it's on.
Twisted Metal
Skyrim,
is the best game ever.
I'm saying like I kind of want, because I still, and that's the thing, like I still have my PlayStation 2. Like until I got into gaming communities, I was playing my PlayStation 2 because I loved those games so much. Also Scooby Doo Night of 100 Frights. If you've ever played that game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you have never played that game, this isn't for you. Skyrim I played a lot of, and then obviously recently it's just Fortnite and Stardew Valley. But
Is that on Xbox?
which one?
The Scooby Doo?
No, it was an old PlayStation game. I was a PlayStation girl up until 2 years ago, and then I got my first Xbox. So,
No, you came over to the good side.
I did. Like, I was I remember I had a PlayStation 1, a PlayStation 2, and I rode that PlayStation 2 out until it still works. Like, I was still playing the old school games, like, because it's just like a comfort game, you know? And that's kind of, I would say, like, up for only 2 years. I've been playing Fortnite for a year and a half. I've been playing Stardew. Up until that point, it was those games on repeat. I would just bounce between all those games.
You're talking about, they just recently put Crash and stuff on the Xbox, and I've been playing that.
I bought Crash in 2020 for my birthday. I bought Spyro in 2021 for my birthday. And both those games make me so mad now. I don't know what it is. But it's like you try to jump and it's just like it's not the same type of jump. To me at least. I get so frustrated with that game. And
I
so I'm
beat
like, I've
Spyro
never.
over 100%, all three of them.
No way.
Oh,
I
yeah.
literally rage quit that like 2 nights ago. I did. I really did. I was like, what is this? Like, I was so mad at it. Okay, so thank you guys. So, does anybody else have anything else to say?
No
I
more.
do have one thing I'd like to add that I forgot to do in the intro. Um,
Yeah.
I do have an Xbox as well. My gamer tag on it is capital TSB Nighthawk, all lowercase, 442. So even though I'm in the PlayStation division, I do have an Xbox. So I do dual console. So don't be afraid to add me, and we'll play some games together.
I didn't even know you had an Xbox Nighthawk, so I'm gonna have to get with you about that.
Oh,
Had no idea.
I might
So-
actually have to download Fortnite just so I can play a game with her.
You should. Oh my god, you
I really
absolutely should.
shouldn't.
It's so much.
sadly, I do
You.
have Fortnite downloaded on my Xbox. So
Oh my god, trios. Let's go.
You'd have to get me pretty drunk for that. It's a possibility, but we'll see.
Go get a drink
I'm working on it.
on your on your bougie drink maker.
I've actually never touched Fortnite.
Hey,
I can
how-
actually say that.
How drunk do you think we'd have to get Terracode to get him on ARC?
He would be.
I
He
would
would
think
be
there's
blacked
enough
out.
possessions in the
Absolutely.
world to keep him on
I think
Arc.
you're saying something that's impossible.
He would.
Anything is possible.
He would get so. I just imagine him being so drunk and looking at his screen and realizing what is happening, and it's just like from there, like that's between him and
No.
God. Like I don't know.
I don't think there's enough Dos Equis to get him on Arc, to be honest.
I just
I
brought him a
really
hell of a
don't.
prank.
Now, Cuddly, you could get her to join on that for like nothing.
Hey, pay her 10. Hey, go, Cuddly, I got 10 cents for you to play Arc. All right, I'm there.
It's like, hey, do you want to? I'm on Arc already.
Right?
But okay. Thank you guys so much for staying and listening. And being a part of this. We're gonna try to have this edited out hopefully by next Saturday. That's the goal. So if you guys had any shout outs or anything like that you want to hear again, we're gonna get this to you guys as soon as possible. But hopefully sooner. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening, and thank you guys for being a part of the podcast, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Thank you guys.
Yes.
Thank you guys for coming, especially, you leaders and members from, the other communities that are here. I really do appreciate y'all coming and listening. And to the members, thank you for being here.